Greetings, magnetic, intuitive, passionate Scorpio. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. My name is Eliane Nicole, and I'm an astrologer and a tarot card reader. And although I have been reading the cards for many, many years, this is my first time using the medium of YouTube to share my gift with the world. And so I am really thrilled to have the opportunity to do this, and I really appreciate you joining me, and I would really appreciate your feedback. I hope that you get something great from this reading. I hope that it gives you some insight and understanding. I love astrology and tarot, and I love sharing it with others. So this is going to be a reading for Scorpio, and it's going to be an overview for, excuse me, it's going to be an overview for the month of November for Scorpio. And this reading is good to listen to if you have a Scorpio moon or a Scorpio rising as well. I encourage everyone to listen to the readings that I've done for their sun, moon, and rising to get the most full scope of what you can expect in your November. So, if you don't know what your sun, moon, or rising are, you should contact me for a reading, and I will do your natal chart, and I can tell you where all of your planets are. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and they all count for something different. So I'm going to shuffle the cards, and we're going to start with the tarot layout, and give me the overview for Scorpio for November 2018. What's in store for Scorpio? November 2018. So I'm going to flip the cards over really quickly and tell you what they are, and then I'm going to go back and explain it in further detail. So your significator is the 5 of Rods. You're covered by the 6 of Swords reversed, crossed by the Knight of Swords. The basis is the High Priestess reversed. What's leaving is the Hierophant reversed. What could come into being is Strength. What will come into being is the Queen of Pentacles. Your fears or insecurities are the Queen of Swords reversed. Others see you as the 2 of Swords. Your positive feelings are the Wheel of Fortune, and the outcome is the 9 of Swords. So, Scorpio, there is a lot going on for you in November. And, when we get into the planets, when I finish this tarot reading, it's in the planets too, so I'm not surprised to be seeing it here in the cards as well. And I have a Scorpio moon, so it won't escape me. Let's see. I always like to start by telling you, okay, so the reading that I did here is the Celtic cross layout, and maybe I can show it to you. But it's the standard layout that most readers use when they do readings. So if you've ever had a tarot reading, you've probably seen it. And if you are a tarot card reader, you've certainly know this layout. And your significator, so your major arcana, before I get into the significator, it's the High Priestess reversed. And the High Priestess is about feminine power. It's about wisdom, maturity, understanding. When she's reversed, as we're going to find out in your reading, it can be about new information coming to the surface. It can be about secrets coming to the surface. And it can be about... sometimes it can be mean gossip. So this is one of the themes that are happening for Scorpio in November. Another theme is the Hierophant. It's about moral code and values, tradition, possibly dealing with organizations or institutions, things of that nature. Also dealing with priests or judges or doctors or things like that. But it's leaving, so it looks like that was what you were just doing maybe over the past month or past couple of months, and that's leaving for you now. But it's still around in your vibration, so I'm seeing it going. Strength is a theme for you in November, Scorpio. Strength, obvious. And the Wheel of Fortune is the other major arcana. And it's just about fate and destiny and the cycles of life. Another big theme for Scorpio in November. We see you entering November, Scorpio, as the Five of Rods. So it looks like there's a conflict going on in the beginning of the month for you. This could be an argument. It could be a disagreement. This could be at work. It could be with it looks possibly like it's with a man, because I see you being crossed by the Knight of Swords. So it looks like there is a man in November who is very difficult for you to deal with. It could be that he's argumentative. It could be that he's going through something difficult in his life and he's close to you. It could be that he's someone who's close to you who has just come back from battle, either literal battle, it could be a veteran returning, or it can be figurative battle, someone who has just been on the front lines of a situation in their life and they're dealing with you. Or it could be someone who is actually, being confrontational or argumentative or difficult to deal with for you. So those are all the different ways it could manifest. And if you want to know more about this man and who he is and what's going on, I would encourage you to contact me to get your own tarot reading. And I can do them over the phone, no problem. So it doesn't have to be in person if you're somewhere else in the country or in the world. But yeah, the Knight of Swords is here in November, Scorpio. And you are covered by the Six of Swords reversed. So in the beginning of the month, we see you returning from a journey, coming back from a trip. And if you did not travel and you did not go on a trip, and you're not literally returning from a journey, then it means that you have turned around some ideas about something. You've turned around some old ideas, and it's giving you some peace of mind. You're going from a choppy mental state to a calmer mental state. So, at the beginning of the month, this is what it looks like for Scorpios. And again, the basis of this month, and it could be the basis of the conflict that you're dealing with, or the difficulty with the, it's the High Priestess reversed. So this could mean a few things for Scorpio. The High Priestess reversed can also mean something around feminine energy in your life, an older feminine energy. So it can be a mother, it can be a grandmother, it can just be it can be a boss, it can be a healer, a priest, an older woman in your life who's a source of wisdom. It can be any of those things. There's a wobble around her. Perhaps she's sick, perhaps she's unhappy, perhaps you guys aren't getting along, perhaps she's being judgmental of you. There's something going on with this woman in your life. If it's not a woman in your life, then it's going to probably be manifesting as information that's rising to the surface, secrets that are coming out, or gossip. It can also have to do sometimes for women with being celibate, not having sex. So things like that are possibilities. And again, if I do your specific reading, I can get a more clear thing. This is very general for Scorpios. And what's leaving is the Hierophant reversed. So this could be a breaking of tradition that happened. It can be a disapproval or a rejection of some kind, a separation. That's leaving. What could come into being is strength. Being strong. What will come into being is the Queen of Pentacles. It looks like for Scorpio women, this is going to mean getting your finances straight, getting practical matters straight, material concerns together, handling biz. For Scorpio men, this is going to mean that there is a woman in your life who is very practical and really has her stuff together, who is playing prominently into this month with you. I see her in the future of your month. And fears or insecurities, the Queen of Swords reversed. So for Scorpio women, you could have a fear or insecurity somehow related to the throat chakra. And it's either that you are unable to express yourself, you may be feeling unable to communicate or unable to express yourself, or conversely, which may be more likely for a Scorpio girl, is that you've used a sharp tongue or been argumentative, maybe used cutting words with someone. And you may be feeling bad about that. So it's either, either or. It's either way, it's something with speech and expression. And there's a wobble around it because she's reversed. And others see you as the Two of Swords. So there's people close to you or someone close to you may be thinking that you are being guarded and in denial about something. Your positive feelings are the Wheel of Fortune. So you are feeling positive about the cycles of life. You are feeling positive about fate. You are feeling positive possibly about an unexpected favorable twist of events that happens this month. And then the outcome is the Nine of Swords. So it looks like there's something you leave at the end of November after Thanksgiving, Scorpio. It looks like you were feeling like your hands are tied in a certain situation. You're feeling bound and constricted by something. And so that's where we leave in the end of November. I encourage you to call me for a reading. I also encourage meditation, because that is the best thing for the Nine of Swords, is to clear your head. Remember, the swords are the element of air, and air is the realm of thoughts and ideas and words. And so, the restrictions and the limitations that we feel often are, produced by our own mind and our own thoughts and our own way of seeing things. And so meditation is the antidote for the end of this month for you, and you should do it all through November so that by the end you're even if it's just 2 minutes a day, Scorpio. And not just because of that Nine of Swords that I see there do I say that, Scorpio, but because there is just so much going on in the sky. And because this is my first time using YouTube to do these posts, and I don't want to get it to go too long, I'm going to say the best thing to do is call me for a transit reading, but I'm going to touch on some key dates. Jupiter trine Chiron. November 1st and 2nd is Day of the Dead. And so these are the days where it is the veil between the spirit realm and the material realm, our physical realm, is the thinnest, and it's easiest to communicate with the ancestors. It's a great time to burn candles and do rituals, make an altar, put up flowers, and just in general get in touch with loved ones that have passed to the other side. If that's something that you're interested in doing, it's very accessible on the 1st and 2nd of November. It's also very accessible on November 7th, the new moon of Scorpio, which I'm going to get into more in just a bit. Also on November 1st, Jupiter trines Chiron. Jupiter in Scorpio, 28 degrees Scorpio, will be trining Chiron, 28 degrees Pisces. And so this is a beautiful aspect for people who are born in late degrees of Pisces. It's very expansive. It's very healing. There could be travel that is healing. There could be actually working with a healer that is very expansive and seeking of higher truth. It's all these great things. It's particularly impactful for those who are born in the later degrees of Scorpio. And if I do your chart, we can find out exactly what degree of Scorpio your sun is. Also, November 6th is a big day in November. Uranus is squaring the true node. That's Uranus in Taurus, squaring the true node in Leo. So that's very significant for Scorpio because Leo squares Scorpio and Uranus opposes Scorpio. So for early degree Scorpios, this is going to be very significant, and also, yes, for early degree Scorpios. And so again, if I do your chart, we can find out exactly what degree your sun is and get more specific about where that's happening in your chart. Also, Uranus retrograde enters Aries November 6th. So that's a shakeup. And we can look at where in your chart that happens if I do a transit reading. So I want to get on to the new moon of Scorpio. There's other things, but I don't want to get too caught up in it because I'll just keep going and going. So please call me. Let's do your natal chart. Let's do some transit readings. You can really get the most out of this when we work together one-on-one, but I want to give you a taste of what it's like. So the new moon of Scorpio is November 7th, and new moons in general are a great time to start anything new, to set intentions for anything that you want to manifest in your life. It's the most powerful time of the month to do that. And just like there are certain times of the year that you plant certain crops, or you plant certain trees, or you plant certain flowers if you want them to blossom and bloom because of the season and the sunlight and the this and the that, it's similar with spiritual planting of seeds. And each new moon is a different season that lends itself to a very powerful manifestation in certain specific areas. And the new moon of Scorpio, November 7th, it's in your sign, Scorpio. So obviously this is this is one of the deepest, most profound new moons of the year in general, but for Scorpio it's particularly powerful. And it's a great time to set intentions around transformation. If there are any personal transformations you want to make, if there's anything in your outer world that you want to transform, it's a great time to set intentions around that. It's a great time to set intentions around anywhere in your life where you're feeling powerless, where you need to gain power. You can set intentions around that. It's a great time to set intentions around where you want to experience a rebirth, where you need to regenerate new energy in your life. If you want to reinvent yourself, it's a great time to set intentions around that. And when I say set intentions, some people call it doing spells, some people call it doing blessings. Each person should word things the way that resonates for them and feels comfortable for them. And I have an altar for the new moon. I do an altar every new moon. And I can take on about 4 clients on my altar in terms of the bandwidth and time and space that I have on my altar for that. So if you're interested in being a part of my new moon altar, please contact me and I can help you, you know, get the language very clear around your intentions and get the right crystals and flowers and elements together to really manifest, help you manifest what you want. Scorpio new moon is also a very good time for manifesting money. Scorpio is one of the money signs, and so any intentions around money that you want to have happen, it's a good time to focus on. Also, you know, as I already mentioned and touched on, just like the 1st and 2nd of November, November 7th is very important because you can really connect with the ancestors. And it's a very powerful time for that. And because I'm already 20 minutes in and I don't want this to turn into a super long video, I'm going to say that November 8th, Jupiter enters Sagittarius, where it will be over the next year. To find out where that's traveling through your chart, contact me for a reading. November 15th, Mars enters Pisces. It will be there until December 31st. In general, that's going to be affecting us all collectively. But again, to find out where that's traveling through your chart, contact me for a reading. November 16th, Venus goes direct in Libra. Mercury goes retrograde in Sagittarius. These are very significant aspects that are going on. Like I said, there's just so much going on in the sky in November, and you know, and it's going on the ground too. It's a very busy and active time because as above, so below. And November 22nd, the sun enters Sagittarius. We go into Sagittarius season. November 23rd is the full moon in Gemini. Gemini is quincunx Scorpio, so we can talk more about that full moon. I'm going to be doing a post about that full moon closer to the time, a little bit later in November, or in mid-November maybe. But yeah, and then November 24th, Neptune goes direct in Pisces. November 28th, Jupiter is forming a semi-square with Pluto. That's Jupiter in Scorpio, Jupiter in Sagittarius. Jupiter's out of Scorpio at this point, I'm sorry. So false alarm. Anyway, yeah, because I'm 22 minutes in, I want to wrap this up, but I do want to encourage you, Scorpio, to please contact me. Let's do your natal chart. Let's do a transit reading. There is a lot going on in November for you, and there's just so much potential for so much growth and expansion and self-awareness and really manifesting your heart's desires and maximizing getting the most out of your relationships, forming deep connections and understanding with the people around you. So that's where astrology and tarot really comes in handy, is as a guidance. It's just, you know, you can get in touch with your inner being and tune your vibration, and it just helps with, you know, in general alignment for, you know, getting what you want in life. And I love working with people in this metaphysical capacity. So thank you for listening to my first tarot, astrology, Scorpio overview for November. I will be doing it again next month when it's time, just before December 1st. And please give me your feedback. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you, Scorpio, and I will talk to you soon.